Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I'm so happy to be here with you today. I am recording this really fun video for you guys. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I've already done one Easter basket so far during Easter weeks. I have 2 weeks of Easter projects. And it was a bigger basket and it was a little bit more of a squared bottom. These are round and they're tiny. Literally, you can fit 2 Hershey Nuggets in them, and they're super adorable. I'm using the Easter Bunny stamp set. I'm using layering circles. Those are the ones that have the scallop circles in the package. And then I made a basket in craft, which is what I'm going to do for you guys today. I always forget about the craft paper, but I thought it was perfect for the basket because it's a little brown basket. And then you can add whatever pop of color you want for your ribbon. I've stamped our bird from the Easter Bunny bundle and the sentiment. And I colored in the same colors as my ribbon. So we're going to have a good time. Also, I chose to do all of the 2021 to 2023 in color DSPs with the current ones, but there is a pack of this on the clearance rack, and these colors are perfect for Easter. As you can see, here's the Fresh Freesia, Pale Papaya. This one's probably my favorite, Evening Evergreen. Polish Pink. And I tried to use the different sides of the paper so that there's 4 different patterns. And then this one's Soft Succulent. But there's 4 different patterns. There's a plaid, a floral, a striped, and a polka dot. I think that might be on the other side of this one. Let me see. Oh, nope. It's on the other side of the plaid. Let's flip that plaid around. And a polka dot. So you have those 4, floral, polka dot, plaid, and striped. So it's fun to have some different designs. And in the retired set, I think there's 4 different designs as well. They're going to be a little different, but they're much cheaper on the clearance rack. So if you're interested in making these quick baskets, check out the clearance rack. It's always a fun place to get some products for a little bit cheaper, right? Makes everything a little more to go around. So let me move these little baskets out of the way. Let's see if I can clear off some space here to fit them. I'll put the craft one in the corner since that's the one we're going to be making today. So I'll put it over here so you guys can check that out while we're working on it. So these papers come in a 6x6 sheet. Okay, as you can tell, they're 6 inches by 6 inches, and so did the other paper pack. They're 6 inches by 6 inches. So the 6-inch paper packs are perfect for this kind of project. You're going to cut them into strips. All right. And you're going to need 5 strips that are 3/4 of an inch. So here's those 5. And then 1 strip that is 1/2 inch. And they're all by 6-inch length. So if you start with 6x6 paper, you don't have to do but the 3/4 inch all the way across and then the 1/2 inch. Excuse me 1 second. Grab some water. I think I swallowed wrong while I was talking. Whew. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I always use my silicone mat. You guys know I do that whenever I use any kind of glue because I don't like making a mess. And we are going to start with our multi-purpose adhesive, okay? So we're going to lay one of these strips flat. And if you have a pattern, whatever pattern you want to be on the outside, you're going to put face down. So this would be the pattern that you want to use. Flip it over and put the glue on the opposite side, okay? So we're going to run some glue, and I like to put this on an angle here. And I like to be generous with my adhesive. Okay. So we're gonna start with that. We're gonna do the 1/2 inch. We're gonna set that to the side because that's gonna be our handle. And then these 3/4 inch strips are gonna form our basket. So we're gonna lay them right along this strip, just like this. And we're gonna butt them edge to edge. So there's no gap, okay? No gap between them, and you wanna line them straight along this line. So we're gonna put the 4 pieces, because we cut 5. One is the piece that we're gluing onto, and then the other 4 pieces are the ones that are getting laid flat. All right, so there are the 4 pieces that are 3/4 by 6 inches. You can see I still have glue there. We're gonna glue the end of these strips onto that piece. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the first one, the first strip, and we're gonna slide this down, and we're gonna roll this so that that end is also along the flat edge, and that it's also butted up against the piece right here, okay? See how it has that curve? Okay, we're gonna take the next piece and we're gonna do the same thing. Whoops, just gotta make sure that this sets first. So we're gonna add it right to this piece and hold it in place for it to grab. With the wet glue, you just have to give it a second, because remember that wiggle room that it gives us? We need to give it a chance to actually set and grab. So then here's our third one, and we're gonna bring that one around same way, right to the edge, and just make sure that your edge is lined up at the top and that you hold it until it grabs. And then we're gonna do our last piece. Now we're gonna have a little bit of extra. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more glue, because I want to make sure that I have enough glue right to the edge there. There we go. All right, so we're going to take our 4th piece and we're going to attach the 4th end. Now you can see that I have a tiny hair right there that has no paper on it. Okay, we're going to just hold that down, and I'm just going to use the tip of my adhesive to kind of smush that around right there, okay? And that's the piece that I'm gonna attach to finish our basket. So we're gonna bring this right to the end, and then we're gonna hold that piece in place. And you can use, not a paper clip, a clothespin if you want. I have mini clothespins I use sometimes when I'm doing a bunch of projects and I don't have enough hands, right, to hold everything. So you can use that if you want, but I'm just gonna hold it with my fingers. I'm just gonna hold it in place here until it grabs. So just give me a second to let it set. You can see that doing that little rotation gives us the little roundness to our basket. Okay, so now that glue has set, so I'm gonna pull my finger out from the inside. All right, and we're gonna let it fully set there. The longer it sits there, you guys know how strong this glue is. Excuse me. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go ahead and attach my handle on, and I'm gonna use the same glue. So I'm gonna use my bone folder and I'm gonna round it by kind of giving it a little curl like that, just running that across. And we're gonna put adhesive on one side. And then we're gonna lay that right over that seam that we attached the last piece onto, okay? And I'm gonna hold that in place till it grabs. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to put adhesive on the end. And we're going to attach it on the opposite end, right across. And grab it and hold it until it sets. Okay, so there's our little basket. Just give it a second. And then what I want to do is I want to see how I'm pushing down here. I'm just kind of pushing my basket down. It needs to have some little feet. And so I'm going to pull my little pieces and I'm going to stick my finger in and kind of give them a crease while I'm waiting for that little basket to set. So I'm going to just pull down and give my little basket kind of I don't know, a base, a little, but you don't need to push it too hard. Just enough so that it has kind of a flat bottom. See how I kind of gave it a little indentation all the way around? Okay. Now we're going to decorate our basket. We're going to let that set. And I have scrap paper in basic white, and this is Night of Navy. I'm going to show you the dies that I used. So I used the second smallest scallop die and the second smallest plain circle die. Okay, those are the ones I'm using. I always like to get the ridges out of my dies once I've die cut them. You know how our dies get like these little ridges on them? Okay, so we're gonna stamp our little bird. We're gonna use Tuxedo Black Memento. I gotta find him. Here he is. So I'm gonna ink him up. And then for the words, I'm going to use Starry Sky. The paper is Night of Navy, but I want there to be a little bit of a brightness to my blue. So I'm putting my bird down there. Isn't he cute? We are using Memento because we are going to color our bird with Stampin' Blends. And because we're coloring with Stampin' Blends, we need to use Memento ink. Okay, so we're gonna open our Starry Sky. And on this little scrap, this is probably a 1/2 inch by, I don't know how long, of a piece, because we're using, when I cut my white cardstock to layer onto cards, I always end up with these little 1/2 inch strips, but I always end up using them because I end up using them for sentiments. So let's go ahead, and there's an Easter treat for you. And see how the Starry Sky has a little bit of brightness, even though it's dark like Night of Navy. So I wanted it to have just a hint of brightness. I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamps with my chamois. And then we're going to go ahead and bring in Night of Navy Light and Daffodil Dark. So Night of Navy Light and Daffodil Delight Dark. And we're going to color our birdie with the Night of Navy, the light Night of Navy. I'm going to color his little body. And I'm not going to do any kind of shading. It's very small, this bird. He doesn't really need any shading. He's so tiny. All right. And then I'm going to do his beak and daffodil. And he'll lighten up as he dries. As you can see, that this one is a lot lighter. So it does lighten up as you work on it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and attach this onto our scallop circle. So let's go ahead and give it a little bit of adhesive. Come on. I want to make sure that it gets around really well. Ooh, that was a little too much, I think. I definitely don't need any more glue now. I think I went overboard now. Try and put it on the spots that don't have any glue. All right. So let's grab our circle. And we're gonna attach that onto this Night of Navy scallop. And I love that it's just a little baby scallop that just sticks out ever so slightly all the way around that white circle. It's so cute. It's such a tiny little scallop. All right. So let's work on our sentiment. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna banner the ends. So I'm gonna come in from one side, come in from the other side. That one's too sharp. Let's shorten that, not quite so. I don't like how that one turned out. Let's see. That's probably easier to use the banner punch, but I would have been done by now. I didn't pull it out, so you can always use your banner pick-a-punch. So there's that one. There we go. I always don't like my second bannered end. There we go. See all these little extra pieces I cut off? All this extra residue. All right, so let's toss out these pieces. All right, and we're gonna put a little line of glue on our sentiment there. And we're gonna attach that across our little circle. So cute. And we'll let that set. While that is setting, let's move our stamps out of the way. We're gonna use this new Night of Navy bordered ribbon. It is so pretty. Isn't that pretty? So I'm just gonna hold this. I don't know exactly how much ribbon I use, probably about 18 inches. Let's just cut 18 inches to be safe. I think that's a good number. So we're gonna do 12 and 6 is 18. All right, so 18 inches of ribbon. All right. So we're gonna bring our ribbon around our basket. And of course, the first thing we're gonna do is try and get our ends straight. And it doesn't matter where you tie it because we can slide it around when we're done. Just make sure that your ends are approximately even. And then you're gonna make a knot. So you're gonna cross your ends and then cross them one more time. So there's the first time. And then I'm gonna hold my finger there. And then we're gonna make another knot. You know, we're gonna cross our ends. I'm gonna open this one so that I can get it through. All right, and let's tie a nice tight little knot there. And if you don't want to tie a bow, you can always trim at that point because this ribbon is really pretty and it makes a lovely knot. Looks like I got my knot pretty good in the center. We're gonna slide our ribbon up though a little bit so it's not quite so far down. There we go. All right, and now we're gonna go ahead and tie our bow. So right over that knot, I'm just gonna tie a bow. You guys have to forgive me, my fingers don't work very well. This carpal tunnel of mine, I'll tell you what, I do pretty good though for having it, I think. Just waiting for my doctor appointment so that I can schedule my surgery and I can let you guys know when I will be having that. So I can't wait have my fingers back to normal. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going ahead and pulling that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull my ends and make my bow a lot prettier. So I like to, you know, just move it around, tie it, figure it out, play with it, mess with the knot, do what I need to do so that my bow looks how I want it to look. And then don't forget, if yours doesn't look how you want it to look, our best friend are our mini glue dots. When it comes to bows, we make them behave with our mini glue dots. Okay, so I'm just gonna puff up these little ribbon loops here. So pretty. And then I'm gonna get some dimensionals, and we're gonna attach our little piece here on the side. So let's go ahead and get 2 dimensionals. I know, can you believe it? I'm only using 2 dimensionals. All right. So I'm just putting them one right on top of the other. Grab my take your pick tool and pull the ends. Toss those in the garbage. All right, and put my cap on there before I lose it. And then we're gonna go ahead and attach our little label that says an Easter treat for you. Isn't that so cute? I think I got a little glue on there. There we go. I guess some screws out the bottom, and I wasn't expecting that stickiness. Gotta love that adhesive remover. If you need one of those, I will link it in the description below for you. All right, so there is our basket. And then what I did was I filled it with just paper filler. I like having this craft color or cardboard colored brown. I think it goes with a lot of things. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some and we'll stick it in there. And then I just put a couple Hershey nuggets, but you could put whatever candy that you want in there. Let's add a little more fun, right? A little more zing. I love these guys. They're so cute with their little curliness, how they just are springy. They spring around, don't they? Let's stick these last 2 in there. And then I will wrap up my bag and put that away. And then you could, like this one, I have these little Hershey miniature nuggets. You could put Hershey miniatures. You could put a little mini chocolate bunny, whatever you want, but that's works out really well. I love the little sentiment on the side. And I think it's a perfect little treat to give to people. Let me move that one. I'll bring in these little guys again so that you can see them one last time. Let's make room for the purple one. There we go. All right, and we used our Easter Bunny bundle. You can use either our craft 6x6 or our 2021 to 2023 in colors. And don't forget, layering circle dies. Again, thanks for being here, guys. Share my videos, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm so happy to be here with you, and this is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!